In this video, we're going to look at trig graphs of the form y equals aSinx or y equals aCosx. Now, what the a does is it changes the amplitude of the graph, i.e. it stretches it vertically. Now, that's all it does. It doesn't change where the curve crosses the x-intercepts. Now, we're going to have to draw some graphs, and there are 3 steps that we do for the majority of those. Draw the axes, then draw the curve, then see where it crosses, and then label the axes appropriately. So, first one, we've got y equals 5 cos x. So I've drawn my axes. Now let's draw my curve. So there it is. Now let's just zoom in so we can properly draw on our labels. Now, cos curve goes between 1 and -1 on the y-axis. Well, if it's 5 cos x, that means it goes between 5 and -5. But as I said before, the x-intercepts do not change. So this is still going to be 90 degrees, and this is still going to be 270 degrees. That means the midpoint, the minimum value is at 180, and the next maximum point is at 360. Right, now let's go on to the second of these, y equals a half sine x. So draw your axes, draw on your curve, and then label your axes. So a half sine x would normally go between 1 and -1. This time it goes between the a's, so that's a half, and goes down to -half. But as I said before, it doesn't change anything else. So the x-intercepts are still where they were, so 180 degrees and 360. That still means that the maximum point then is still at 90 degrees, and the minimum is at 270 degrees. Okay, so on to the last one here. We've got y equals -3 cos x. So draw on the graph of negative cos x. Note how it's flipped about the x-axis, and then let's label them. So its maximum is going to be 3, and its minimum value is going to be -3. Nothing else changes. I've still got an x-intercept at 90 and at 270. Still got its next minimum point at 360 and its maximum point at 180. Okay, and then lastly for all of these, we just need to state their amplitudes. Remember, to calculate the amplitude, you need the max value, subtract the minimum value all over 2. So for this first one here, let's work out the amplitude here. The max value is 5. The min value is -5, so subtract them and put that over 2. So we're going to get 5 take away -5 is 10. 10 over 2 is 5, so the amplitude is 5. Let's look at this second one. The amplitude is going to go between a half and -1/2 all over 2. A half, take away -1/2 is a whole, and divide by that 2 becomes a half. Let's just move this over a little bit for this last one. So the amplitude is going from between 3 and -3, and then we divide that by 2. So 3 subtract -3 is 6, divide that by 2, and the amplitude is 3.